Hello guys and welcome back to my channel MedPharmaco Essentials. So the second video on how to make the thesis. So in this topic mainly covers the protocol submission. So before this I request you all to kindly go on through the first part of the video, that is title selection, so that after the title is selected this protocol submission process is carried out. So this protocol is also called as preliminary synopsis, where you give a brief information about your plans for the research. Okay, so it contains the following details. I'll even show you the exact how the format is, but before that let us see what all topic it contains. The first is name of the candidate and address. Second is name of institution where the research is going to be carried out. Third is the name of faculty, that is who is in charge of your research, and next is the brief resume of the intended research work. So this contains, that last point contains the following details, like you have to submit your need for study. This need for study is basically a brief introduction on what area you want to focus in your project or thesis, and mention the reasons for undertaking the following study. This need for study is usually around 100 to 500 words. Okay, next is review of literature. So it is basically what all articles you collected for searching your topic. You use that and write review of that literature. I'll make a video which will specify how to write the review of literature also. Next is the research question. We have to state the research question, which means a question that a research project sets to be answered. So after that we will go for the objectives of the study. The objectives usually should not be more than 2 to 4 and should relate to the points or key questions raised in the introduction. After stating the objectives of the study, we need to describe about the materials and methods that we are going to use. So this material and methods mainly consist of the study site where you're going to conduct the study. Next is study design. That is, either your study is retrospective or prospective or whatever study design it is, you have to mention there. And next is study period, like how many months or how many years or how many weeks you're going to conduct that project. Next is sample size, that means how many people you're going to include in your study. And source of data is also we have to mention, like where we are going to take the information from, the patient side or patient records, everything we have to mention. Next is methods of data collection, in which you have to describe like how you are going to collect the data. And next is study criteria, that means what population you are going to include and what population you are going to exclude. So what are factors, inclusion and exclusion factors, you need to mention in the protocol. So last is the list of references. So whatever you have referred, whichever articles you have referred, so all those references we mention there down along with the citations. That is, you have to mention like which sentence you have taken from the which article. All citations you should give before you submit the protocol. And mainly references are preferred in Vancouver style. I'll even make a video of how to write the references in the Vancouver style. So once you end up with a list of references, then whether if your study requires any of the investigations to be conducted on the patients or humans or animals, then you have to briefly mention there. And after all this presentation of the protocol, if ethical committee gives an approval, then you have to write there yes. And next, lastly, you have to do candidate signature will be there, guide signature, name and signature will be there, HOD signature and remarks from the principal. So this is all about the protocol submission.